chose Dyer and choose. Okay.
Well,
And
first
especially
off,
after
let me,
Bob
int- let
gets
me
first
introduce the
pick.
team.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to WLDL Wex Division Upper Bracket Playoff game between Special Agent Blob and 5 Meepos in a Trenchcoat. Welcome to the stream. I am Munchla, and I'm joined by co-caster Grant. Say hi, Grant.
Hello.
And let me actually put myself on voice activation for you real quick, so I have to press the button.
Okay. No deuce.
There we go. You hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. So I have a little images for the stream that I'm gonna post up real quick. We'll do the standings first, just to show you like how these teams did in their division. Blob ended up being top of the pack by the end of the league, and they received a bye in the first round of the playoff. And 5 Meepos in a Trenchcoat were kind of middle of the pack, and they 2-0'd their first series. If we open up the bracket image that I have, you can kind of see at the top there in your bracket that Blob is playing their first series, and Meepos is now trying to dethrone them. Let's go back to the game real quick as drafting has begun.
First pick. Wraith King. Okay.
Well, a lot of meta bans thus far, with the Fury and Medusa and Weaver. Also Jakiro. And Wraith King getting picked up, so I'm not really seeing like a player targeted ban here in the first phase. Like I haven't watched any of the games of these teams, I'll admit, so I'm not sure what the strategies are. But so far it seems pretty meta. Dawnbreaker picked up first on the side of 5 Meepos.
Yeah, kind of. These heroes all keep their options open, right? Dawnbreaker still played support, carry.
She's played in pubs as a support occasionally. Usually played 3.
Okay.
This is 5 Meepos' favorite hero in this league. They picked it 6 times, and they've won five of those games.
Okay. I was always played in the offlane?
This is usually played by Pony Ride, who's actually their mid lane. So this might be a mid.
Okay. Mid Dawnbreaker. Very exciting.
Mid Dawnbreaker.
That's a lot of tempo, and that's going to be, a lot of support being able to support to the side lanes, given that ultimate.
Yeah, so she's going to get her 6 really quickly and be able to basically just instantly go into another lane, which is really nice. Can help you win lanes really quickly. We have Ringmaster being banned next. Wraith King, looking at my statistics here, I don't think they've picked Wraith King thus far in this tournament. So I think this is probably just like a, he's strong in meta, so we'll pick him.
Has 5 Meepos in a Trenchcoat pick Wraith King? I know they're trying to deny it. They put a lot of pressure on, I'm guessing those are all offlaner heroes. Between the Dying Night Stalker and Furion.
Yeah, I also don't see Wraith King getting picked up by Meepos, so I don't think this is my pick.
That was really a concern.
I just think the hero is strong right now. That's
a support Tinker ban, right? That's the way you play the Tinker now. The support or carry.
Blob has not picked it as a mid this tournament. And I mean, yeah, Tinker 5 is kind of a meta pick as well. Really strong in lane. Strong hero, hard to deal with.
10 seconds.
Banning that again.
5 seconds.
Heroes that Blob likes to pick are like Void Spirit, Warlock, and PA. They pick up, or 5 Meepos picks up the Silencer here. Silencer is a natural counter to Dawnbreaker.
Yeah.
So that could just be like another ban that they're leveraging by denying it to Blob.
Is Nick seen it all?
Chose Dire and choose.
Oh god. Well,
Hey,
first
Street
off,
Agent
let me
Bob
int-
gets
let me
first
int-
yep. Wonderful.
Get the stream. Okay.
It's been we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah, that's good. I can hear ourselves, so usually probably means the stream's good.
For the next 5 minutes, we would have messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Nick's meta at all? Has we been seeing?
We've seen him occasionally. Nyx is very strong with Dawnbreaker. You can combo it with the
But
global
against
presence
as well.
yeah.
It's a little bit, not as much as Silencer.
I mean, it's a little difficult to burst the Dawnbreaker.
Okay.
She has naturally high strength, and usually goes tank items.
I can just see them kind of making this Dawnbreaker a mid, a big part of their strategy if it's going to be their mid.
Yeah, so Special Agent Blob is looking at 2 global heroes right now. They pick up the Rubik, which I like. A lot of good spells for the Rubik to steal so far. It's going to be hard to steal global this game. I believe Silencer counters Rubik, actually, if you just look at the statistics of it. But Rubik's a strong laner. And it's usually Sterling that plays the Rubik, which is their position 4, position 5. So that's probably a support Rubik you're seeing. But as I was saying, Blob is looking at 2 global presence heroes. So I would expect that Meepos is going to try and like go to like a pick-off draft, maybe like a Ursa or a Nyx, as you say, like a Spectre. And the way you counter, if they do go all in on this like global synergy, the way you counter that is just by picking a 5-man draft and pushing down lanes as together as 5, because you can't really push side lanes versus say like a Nyx Dawn.
And they definitely get that with that Razor. Razor's going to be mostly safe in his lane. And if you bring in heroes, you might you can definitely, the Razor can get out of control with that damage steal.
Yeah, very good counter initiation here. Also, he's just tanky.
So between Razor and Wraith King now, who is going to be getting farm priority?
Well, I don't see Wraith King having been picked in this tournament, so I'm not sure where he goes. He's usually a 1 or a 3. He can be flexed in either position. He's not like favored to either one. Razor as well can just be flexed to a 1 or a 3. He could also be a position 2 Razor. Looking at the stats wise, I don't see Razor either. I'm not sure if these stats are completely accurate, but I don't see a Razor. I haven't been picked up by Blob before. So this could be flexed now. Underlord.
Underlord, okay. That's going to be a...
This is going to be a 3 Underlord. So yeah, mid-dawn, 3 Underlord. Silencer Avenger supports.
So Underlord v Wraith King is Underlord favored, but my understanding Underlord v Razor is going to be heavily Razor favored. Is that your assessment as well?
Yes, but that's not the hero I'm concerned about if I'm this Underlord, because Rubik counters Underlord hard.
Yes.
He's the hardest counter. Rubik steals Q and W and just pits and firestorms the Underlord, and he can't do anything about it.
Well, yeah, but for laning versus...
For laning?
For the Rubik until he gets a 6.
Yeah. But for laning, Underlord has a pit, so he could try and lock the Razor in place, prevent him from chasing him down. Underlord, I think, is decently fast as well. You go like mana boots pretty quickly. So I don't think Underlord's going to have too hard of a time against Razor. Dragonite gets picked up on the side of Blob, another tanky hero adding to this cast. They're lacking area damage and area control on the side of Blob. It's really just like that Razor Q that does AoE. They do have the Wraith King, I think it's a talent now that does the AoE Wraith Fire Blast. Could eventually go that, but I feel like a very single target on Blob right now. Very tanky, very single target. I have Meepos, a little more AoE. Got some beefy frontliners to deal with the Razor and Wraith King. I think they might have a damage problem though on 5 Meepos just at this time. Most of your damage is going to be coming from the Firestorm. And the only way they can really like lock people down inside of it is like a Venge Stun in the pit, which isn't too...
They'll be able to stack slows with the Dawnbreaker, Hammer.
Close, yeah. Yeah, you could drop a pit on top
they're
of the
gonna
Dawn
have some.
combo.
They're gonna have some crazy early game damage here, but I don't think it will, unless they're gonna farm on this Venge. Which kind of interesting thing here. This Timber Saw ban from Special Agent Blob. Are they thinking it's not going to be a mid Dawnbreaker, or it's not going to be an offlane Underlord?
10 seconds remain.
I don't see Timber having been picked on the side of 5 Meepos. They do have 2 strength tanky heroes. Perhaps they're just worried about that being in the position 1. Like if this is a Wraith King 3, you don't really want to be going into a Timber lane. Same with Nyax. You don't really want to be throwing Wraith King into a Nyax lane. So they could be trying to protect this Wraith King 3 if it is indeed a 3.
Yeah, I've seen a few Wraith King 3s that have been a despair lane.
AA comes out on the side of 5 Meepos. That kind of leads me to think that they're going to pick a regen hero last. Because right now their only regen is really Dawn and like the items that Underlord goes. But it is just a meta pick. So they could just be banning it for that fact. AA kind of crushes Dawnbreaker because you can Ice Blast when she jumps in. They'll go Warlock.
Okay, Warlock. Yeah, just rounding up the supports.
Yeah, that rounds out the team, I think. The damage sharing with the Fatal Bonds is pretty important if you have a bunch of single target. So you can really do a lot of damage. And
especially... Okay, and then Tiny. Because we're thinking 5 Meepos and a Trenchcoat, they're gonna have this big early game momentum, but then the Warlock can disrupt that if they're all grouped up. Okay, Sterling. Sterling plays Warlock.
Okay, so Sterling is a support. Spackle is the 2. So 2 Dragon Knight. Batman's the 1. So 1 Razor, 3 Wraith King. And yeah, Pony Ride is the mid. So that's going to be a mid Dawnbreaker. Interesting draft. The only true carries, I guess there's a couple carries actually. So Wraith King can carry the game, Tiny can carry the game, Dragon Knight obviously, although this is going to be a Frost Dragon Knight, so more of a utility Dragon Knight. Razor can be pretty hard to deal with late game as well.
Yeah, I don't see heroes from 5 Meepos and a Trenchcoat that can deal with a fully slotted Razor. They're playing the Venge as a support.
I mean, Tiny can get really strong. Venge buffs base damage, which is like massive on Tiny, because he's all base damage. I feel like they need this Tiny to have a really awesome game on 5 Meepos in order to deal with the draft of Blob. I feel like Blob's heroes aren't really counted that much.
But how protected is 5 Meepos going to be here with this Dawnbreaker being able to move in?
How protected are they going to be?
How protected? Because if you bring in, if there's a rotation from Blob and the Dawnbreaker ults in, I don't know quite how well that's going to work for them, because the main, all the cores from the Radiant team are very healthy. I don't think Dawn kind of has Dawn has like a lot of sustained damage, not so much burst damage in the early game, and then you're going to have significantly higher amounts of sustain from the Blob. Okay, well, anyways, they smoke up.
Radiant opting to smoke. We're probably going to have a fight here pretty soon, as they're going to crack the high ground. Dire's waiting for them.
They find him, jumps in, onto the pit. Wraith King has to back up. Second hit goes there. Wraith King does go down. He gets to fight for a little bit longer. Dawnbreaker makes a way out. Okay, Razor does get the kill on the Dawnbreaker, but is punished for it. Lots of low HP heroes in this game, and another avalanche for the Tiny in a moment. He sees it. Warlock, 3 hits. Gets bitted.
I gotta find him.
Gets killed. So what was this about early? 1 for 3 trade. And that is every core but Dragon Knight? Or yeah, both cores going down. Mid.
So it's just
Left
going to give a
alone.
slight gold advantage to the Dire side. Silencer was the one to get first blood, so he's going to be the strongest coming out of that fight. But dying that early, the biggest downside of it is giving up the into the Silencer, who starts the lane with 3 intelligence, which is going to be a little bit dangerous as this Rubik facing into that.
Yeah. He still has, he almost has +2 damage despite the Fade Bolt. Well, the other note, the Tiny having 2/3 or 1/3 of his XP for level 2, that's kind of significant. Well, I guess they go tree grab. A lot of damage there. Probably doesn't actually want to lane with Avalanche.
And Bench taking a lot of damage top, just getting out of position a little bit. In the bottom lane, it's going to be a Razor Batman supported by Comedy Bronze Rubik. They're going to be facing off against a Verkmond Underlord and Ju Silencer. Silencer getting very low to the Razor. Able to run away with them.
Almost going down.
In the mid lane, Spackle on the DK facing off against Pony Red on the Dawn. I don't expect either of these heroes to really die. They're pretty tanky, pretty regen-y. If anybody dies, I think it'd be the Dawn trying to overcommit.
Yeah, it doesn't have luminosity heal for the time being.
And in the top lane, it's going to be Point to Kiss on the 3 Wraith King, supported by Strilling on the Warlock. And they're going to be facing off against Super Nintendo on the Tiny and Obear on the
Rubik
bench.
chasing Silencer, pushed out of lane by the Rubik.
Having run back. He did fly out a
That's
salve though, so that's pretty... maybe he was expecting that.
But now, some damage onto the Underlord. He has to throw out the pit. He is out of mana. There's a lot of regen, but... Mana Silencer's here, full resources. About to get his level 2.
Feels like a lot of heroes are getting caught out of position in these in this early laning phase, but no one has died so far. Looking at last hits, it's pretty similar. Tiny is the lowest actually, which, since he is so important to the draft of Dire, that's definitely something you don't want to see. They may want to move up a player. Actually, there's going to be a fight on the top Lotus Shrine. Tiny getting really
push
low.
out. Wow. Skeletons doing lots of work there. This Venge just has not seemed to be very impactful.
It's
Last
challenging
hits.
versus Wraith King Warlock. Like, these two are very two strong laning heroes.
Yeah, Tiny's last hits are actually suffering. Very unfortunate.
In the bottom lane, I could see it going either way. Underlord can just Firestorm creeps if his lane is bad. This is a Razor. Combo with the Rubik, you have a way to like get on the Underlord and try and suck him for quite a while. It's just as hard to bring this hero down. He has 6 armor, lots of HP, over 1,000 HP. And once he gets boots, which is going to be soon, he's going to be able to walk off a lot of the damage that they're throwing out. DK bringing Dawn low in the mid lane. He committed the stun already, throws out the Q, gets her low. Needed 2 more hits though to bring her down completely.
Got away, gets that water rune.
Does have the bottle that'll help bring her up.
Able to stay. Nope. DK goes to the other water rune. Able to get some luminosity heals while the DK's away. What is he gonna do with this time? Gonna go stack her? Oh, gives for the bounty rune. To heal up. I think the lanes, for the most part, are going the way of the Radiant.
Looking at CS, it's a bit of a mixed bag. DK's on top, but not by much. No one has died. So I'd say lanes are about breaking even at this moment. I don't think any lane is like expected to win super hard. If any lane, it'd be maybe the bottom lane. Because you usually pick a Razor to try and counter a hero. But versus an Underlord, it's not really the ideal matchup. DK pops his ult mid, is gonna start pushing this out, slow sieging.
So, oh, go on the Warlock top.
Oh, Warlock getting low.
Have a few more
Tree
hits.
toss.
Free toss, not enough.
Sounds are
He's
getting low
sticking
as well.
around. Sticking around. There's the Lotus spawning. They might fight for it. Try to keep him off of it because he's still there. He does have the Shadow Word to give him some heal, and they snipe it.
And they're gonna drop spells onto the Wraith King. Tiny getting low though, a little bit out of
He's able to
position.
avalanche away.
Yeah. Venge now, you're kind of out
One
of
more
position.
hitting. That's a Dawnbreaker go onto the low HP Warlock. Stuns the Wraith King. Second stun. Throws the stun onto the Tiny. Tiny is only one spells. Wraith King goes down, but he is able to fight.
Tiny wants more.
More damage.
Tree toss. Oh, nicely calculated. We'll die for it though.
Dies to the tower.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Silencer and Underlord both died to the Razor Rubik.
Sansa respawns, gets the arcane onto the Rubik, but there are too many creeps there. Cannot continue.
Had to watch top because that's where the Dawnbreaker went, but there was a lot of action going down that bottom lane. Unfortunately, it happened at the same time, so could not catch it.
Okay, Wisdom Shrines, no stealing going on here. Both fours get theirs.
Looking at drafts, I think that Radiant, Blob want to kind of play a slower game. They have those three basically carries with Wraith King, DK, Razor. We're more than happy to just passively farm and get large. Because on this side of Dire, you only really have the Tiny who scales super well into the late game. Like Underlord can be a beast if he's able to get like Octarines and Lightners and Refresher Orbs, because he can drop a lot of pits and Firestorms in fights, which does do percent-based damage, can help deal a lot of damage to these tanky cores on the side of Radiant. But
You have the same problem because you have the Rubik. So you'll have all
that is true.
Firestorms
Yeah,
against your team.
I feel like it's going to be difficult for Dire to kind of like be positioning in fights versus the Warlock
Warlock
and the Rubik.
Shrines, Twin Gates bottom.
Looking for the flank.
The
Gotta
flank.
find Silencer. Nice pit comes out though.
It's only night. It's a level 1 static link. It's only 19 damage stolen. Infinite patience from this Warlock.
Yeah, looking to do something. We'll
Oh, he
reveal.
throws out the Fatal Bonds. There's some damage there. There's not really a go under the tower now that the Firestorm cleans up those creep waves and protects them.
Oh, they go on top
Breaking
actually.
tops.
Yeah, Dawn came in with the ult, Solar Guardian.
Tiny almost dying to skeletons.
Yeah, they're trying to catch him. Pretty fast though. Tower will help him kill out those skeletons.
Bogs him out. Okay, DK pops the dragon form mid. Time to hit some towers. The Dawnbreaker went away. It's not that, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of DK since the changes.
The Cold Dragon is actually the meta option right now.
Well, it doesn't do damage over time to the towers. So what is it? Is it just slows?
Yeah, it slows in HP regen reductions.
Okay.
But mainly the slow. I believe it's a BKB piercing slow.
Nice, Scotty. Go. Oh, low HP silencer in the bottom. Arcane curse onto them. Razor throws out his ultimate. They're still running there. Razor dropping low into the Underlord. Underlord pits. Rubik also low. Rubik pits. Not really much more going here. Okay, they get some distance between themselves and are able to retreat with just the silencer kill.
Very low HP on those two heroes. Meanwhile, top lane, Raytheon's gonna start on the Venge. Bringer really low, really quickly.
Damage. Skeletons were not interested though. He threw the stun before the skeleton spawn.
They were chasing her. They were doing a lot of damage.
Silencer now is TPing up top. After his respawn.
Venge is only a creep away from getting to 6. Could be the opportunity. DK
almost dying again.
Yeah, Dragon Eye's invis. Dragon Eye's going to be rotating up here. Looks like a good be setting up a kill on the
There's
Tiny.
There's a Solar Guardian.
There is.
Solar Guardian goes on them. Throws up the Solar Guardian. DK's up there. Underlord brought in. Wraith King didn't level up his ult at the moment. Is he going to do it? No, he just wants to die. And DK's able to TP out.
Probably recognizing that all of those dire heroes are there. He's probably just going to die anyway. So just take the 20-second cooldown. Or death timer instead of the 180-second reincarnation cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Dawn reacted instantly to that go. That was a pretty telegraphed play by Radiant.
It was yeah, slightly ready because the silencer had TP'd.
Yeah,
they had it at the ready.
They had obs. They saw the team conquering up there, so they were more than ready for that counter initiate on the side of Blob or Meepos. Bottom lane have a fight.
Throws out the rock down, swap in. Razor goes down. There's still a rock hitting people. Warlock has to run away. His rock does not do that much.
Interesting TP by the silencer.
He's almost dying to the fatal bonds.
He's getting low.
60 HP, 50, 30.
10, 4, no! What was he linked to? Bunch of creeps? Oh, the Tiny. Maybe the Tiny was taking damage.
The Tiny betrayed him.
Oh, no. I wanted to go see what he was linked to, but I think it was funnier watching him.
Panicking. Why did he TP to the mid? I don't know quite what that TP was. Maybe it would make sense if you had a bunch of HP. Okay, Razor.
They're gonna find Avenge. No problem there.
Avenge. Dawnbreaker TPing in there. Has some
That's a double damage.
Spells. Oh, gets pulled out of the jump forward by the telekinesis. That's pretty good. This is the kind of thing like bringing heroes into a Razor. You get punished. You think you're fine, then one plasma field, and suddenly you're slow. You're not where you want to be, and you've taken a lot of damage.
DK will pick up the mid tower.
Bottom. Is this gonna be a swap? No.
No. DK grabbing that tower. He was doing a lot of damage to it this whole time. Underlord getting gone on bottom. Razor has the link. Wobo comes out right before the link goes off, though. He'd be able to just walk out.
In the silencer. Dawnbreaker ults in. Dawnbreaker low. They get the Warlock, but you did bring heroes in. Razor
nice
kind
swap
of dying.
Avenge.
Ooh, yeah, big play there.
Underlord? Low
Ults
HP.
Forward. No HP Underlord. Hopping forward.
Oh no, Wraith King no stun.
Wraith King no stun. No Fade Bolt. Plasma Field too far away. Well, it is a lot of Necro books.
Had quite the brawl down here in the bottom lane. Last couple of minutes.
You TP people into a Razor and you're upset.
This is a nice position to be fighting over at this time, because the Tormentor's down
Spells
here.
traded.
15 minutes.
Warlock alone mid. Fighting in. Shadow Word enough. They bring in the swap.
Ooh, nice swap.
Dawnbreaker's kind of too low to want to stick around there in case of follow-up, but they're still in the bottom lane.
Radiant started running over like they wanted to, trying to do a counterplay there, but Warlock just went down too quickly.
Finds a low HP Underlord. They were kind of going for the shrine there.
Razor? Ooh, getting low.
Get the kill. Int from the Razor. I think that is good for the... Yeah, it's definitely pretty good for the Dire.
There's similar net worths. Look at the recap.
I mean,
That doesn't show.
they did defend the shrine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dire's
DP
pushing
showing
tier one.
bottom, puts the alt, pops the alt, stuns the Dawnbreaker. No, telekinesis not quite timed well enough to stop the Celestial Hammer.
Able to get out of there on the Dawn.
They're bringing all their heroes to the middle lane. There's no tower here. What does this play? Okay, smoke is the play. They have the rock. They've got the Eye of the Storm.
Yeah, both sides are smoked. Dire's trying to kill the Wraith King. Radiant is trying to congregate with their Wraith King. They're going to smash
Wraith
into each
King-
other up here.
Still doesn't have his ult. Does he have a save point? He does. Oh, and he had enough mana.
That's
Very
barely.
good. Global silence on the respawn. Brings in the Underlord. Silencer dies. Underlord. He is caught in the middle of everyone.
Razor on the side, though, dies to the
takes that
Arcane
Razor.
Curse. Warlock chasing the Dawn is low HP.
That, unfortunately, the Fatal Bonds did not link onto that siege creep or a range creep there. It was just the one creep that got linked. That would have been a kill. That would have been a kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunate for that Warlock.
With Solar Guardian on cooldown, they still have it up.
Dawn was running in with her team, so there wasn't really like a target to Solar Guardian in on. She got low once the Razor
Okay.
showed up, and Vish just basically had to run back.
Yeah, probably would have died if. Probably would have died. Could have had rock drop on her.
Radiant have fortified their structures against attack. Dire should look to their top tower.
Looking at items, DK has opted to go the Mage Slayer. I believe that's pretty standard on Cold Dragon Knights. Yeah, the primary source of damage coming out on... Actually, they might go on the DK here. Venge swaps into Tiny, followed by Dawnbreaker ult. Tiny comes in dropping spells. I don't know if they have the damage to kill this guy. Silencer
It's
shows up
gonna take
now.
a while.
Yeah, they're... I mean,
Four
there's
heroes all hitting on him.
no allies
Taking a
showing up.
while.
But that is, with the Mage Slayer, just so much tankiness.
Ranger can't from his large camp.
Wraith King trying to go Radiance. If he survives a long time in fights, that's going to be massive impact. Razor just going like a standard build, Falcon Blade into S and Y. Nothing surprising there. There's going to start pushing this mid tier 1, and they're going to get it if no one shows up. Tiny is going to go Echo Saber. Pretty standard. Underlord against... Actually not standard. Going to Crimson Guard. I kind of like it with the skeletons and all these right-clicking
This-
heroes on the side of Radiant.
Yeah, lots of skeletons.
It's
It's
a...
been quite the problem,
He picked
especially
up...
with.
Yeah, he picked a value Helm of Iron Will. That's pretty based. Trying to get that tankiness in lane.
He's in line. Crimson Guard is pretty good for the. Because Tiny has almost no armor. Those skeletons. They definitely hurt him.
He's gonna get 5 next level. But yeah, he's not gonna go any item or armor items for a while.
So there isn't that much physical damage on Radiant.
What do you mean?
We got the Razor.
Wraith King, DK, and Razor are all physical. Wraith King isn't magical at all. Just the Wraith Fire Blast. They're hunting Underlord down here. They do see him under vision. A lot of Radiant heroes in the area. They're gonna try to
Jumping
find
in.
him.
Throw out Elder Dragon form. There's a stun. I don't think they can really kill this guy.
Ooh, Global comes
throw-
out to
oh,
guarantee
they
his
threw-
escape. They're gonna chase him.
Why
Are
would
they? Are they? They're thinking about
I
it.
don't think they. I don't
This,
think
this
they
goes
can-
to the enemy base. I don't know if you want to go there.
Do they know? Do they know where it's able to go? Where it goes?
No, they do not.
Okay. Okay. They're hopeful. He does, yeah, make a safe play.
So Global's used. Gate is
Things get
used. They do get out the Elder Dragon form, so Dragon is going to be farming up creeps, trying to get some use out of it, and they may actually push this bottom tower, although...
Dire definitely wants to poke and prod in response.
Yeah,
And the two supports behind this Underlord is very good at clearing out waves. And if they try to go on the Underlord, he's able to survive for a while, and these other supports will be able to confirm the kills.
Hmm.
Clear out some wards. Stuff. Doesn't seem to be a lot of kills going on in this game. There's a moment there when there was quite a brawl going, but
It's kind of a snoozy first 5 minutes, and then there's just a massive brawl bottom. Fighting over those tier 1s.
oh. I was wondering why my computer was lagging for a moment, and then I forgot about the hero in this game. 20 minutes, Dawnbreaker lags out your
Dawnbreaker.
game. Very good. Smoke into the middle lane. She sees the they see the Razor. There sees the Razor. There is a Wraith King there. They saw that the ward got taken. Trying to go in. Throw out the pit. Throw out the Fiend's Gate.
Wraith King going on the silencer.
Where did the pit go to? Okay, somewhere.
The silencer gets popped really quickly. Tiny just kind of on the edge of the
Swap
fight.
to save herself. Swaps away the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker turning. Trying to go back in. Is able to get the Starbreaker off. Pops the Reincarnation and then ultimately goes down. Stuns left and right. Pulling him out.
Alright, so what do you think of that team fight?
It seemed to me that it had an amazing setup, but Radiant was able to respond to it. The DK was able to move from the top lane to the mid lane quickly enough to be able to respond. A lot of incidental damage on the Dire team.
Incidental damage.
That's just the AoE spells that are, when you take to be able to participate in the fights.
Yeah. I feel like the Tiny was just a little bit late getting into that fight. They started on the Razor, who did die, but there's a Wraith King in the area who was just able to pick off the silencer at will. And Dire was just not really able to get a ton of heroes inside the Underlord's combo, which at this stage of the game is the majority of the damage. Tiny does a lot if he's able to get his full combo off on a single target, but since he was not in that fight, you look at the heroes on the side of Dire, they just really lack the kind of damage needed to burst down these Razors and Wraith Kings and Dragon Knights. So you really need to be all in or all there as Dire if you want to win a fight.
For this Tormentor play. Poke and prod. They ultimately decide safe enough to do it.
Goes to Rubik. That will give the team an additional save.
That save is going to be pretty good against the pit.
Yeah. You can throw people into your own pits. After the Tormentor, Radiant are pretty high resources. That just goes to show the strength of all these, the regeneration, the tankiness of these cores. And they're going to be sitting up top, potentially taking this tower. Only 500
it seems
HP.
like they're not interested in it. There was an opportunity for them to push, and they decided to farm.
Yeah, they've split up now. There were creeps under their towers, so perhaps they just wanted to fix lands. Underlord DD shows in the mid lane.
Silencer 4 steps forward, get some stuns, or get some slows. DK kind of caught in the middle. He is so slow with that Frost Dragon.
Bit of an awkward fight here. Dire is congregated though. Wraith King bottom.
They're split. Atos forward onto the Guardian Grief's Warlock. He does not care. He does not have time to be Atos.
Instantly dispelling that. That would have been a good fight if Dire was able to connect upon those heroes, as Wraith King was not there and did not have TP. But alas, not able to catch one.
Yeah, it seems like everyone on Dire caught individually one hero, and everyone had an answer for it. There was the Razor just able to run away, and no follow from the Silencer. Dawnbreaker slow.
They do have catch, like the Tiny has picked up Shadow Blade, they have the Venge swap. Like they do have the ability to get on top of these heroes. It just depends on whether the whole team is going to be there ready to go should they find one of these heroes.
He'll smoke forward. Wraith King going alone. He has that radiance. I didn't notice that. Probably had that for a little while.
Yeah, you finish a
They
play
want-
afterwards.
Yeah, they want someone in this jungle before they go for this tower. They're pinging it now.
Yeah, both,
Radiant smoking the enemy jungle.
yeah, both sides are kind of just hunting right now, not finding anything as they're on opposite sides of the map. Underlord is top, but currently he's away from the heroes of Radiant. Dire's gonna take the gate, try and do some kind of flanking maneuver. Radiant shows under tower. Tower's gonna go down pretty quickly.
They're pinging it. They know it's happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fight here soon. Tiny's gonna be the first to walk in.
Ooh, Shadowblade is this is a secret Shadowblade.
Oh, runs into the sentry.
wards.
Nice global though.
Global with the Solar Guardian. Razor kind of low. He doesn't have his BKB. Oh no, he's living somehow. Dawnbreaker very separated. DK pulling, fending off the rest of the team, and now Wraith King gets to just run forward. Hey guys, I have an ultimate. Let me use my ultimate. Please, please. My ult's
Please.
really good.
Please, let me use my ult. There we go.
It slows him down. Oh, that's so slow into that Razor.
Silencer,
you can't TP out
another
from that.
TP.
That's the only bet. You cannot TP against the static link. Ooh, party dust. Stuns onto the DK. DK not low. Rubik pulls Underlord back.
Full HP on these heroes on Radiant. They just lack the damage. They rely too much on the Underlord, and at this point the items are starting to kick in.
Yeah, that there. This Tiny, I'm not sure this Tiny has been... What do you think the damage on this Tiny is?
It's gonna be low. Like, he ran in, he was chasing the
Okay,
DK.
buyback from the Underlord, he's pitched forward onto the DK, multiple spells used on the DK, swaps his Razor back,
steps
Razor
in.
getting hit, but Venge is dying. Ooh, okay, the Celestial Hammer, Starbreaker, able to finish off that Razor. Wraith King doesn't have his ult. Oh no, wait, he's still alive! And
They bring him down, but at what cost?
all the Fatal Bonds. The Fatal Bonds damage. Now it's a 3v1, no buyback on the Underlord.
DK is gonna be
That's
able to
gonna be
right-click
fixed.
these towers.
Well, the Venge has a swap.
That's not gonna do anything.
That's not going to do anything alone.
Silencer's gonna be up soon. That will give him a little bit of damage, but they really need like one of these cores to be up before they can do anything. Green are gonna choose to back, not go for that second tower. Not super important at this stage of the game, but there are bigger objectives available, such as Roshan.
Well, yeah, but those three they're still all full HP, and the other teams...
They were all dead. I think it's just a
they're
question.
respawning.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had like 10 seconds to right-click the tier 3 mid, maybe done like half damage to it. But I don't think that that's like super value.
Okay, Wraith King goes bottom. Kind of interesting thing. Like, Dire... I got this BKB and timing. Is Razor finishing his BKB? Okay, Razor has a BKB flying out in the courier. That would stop whatever happened to him last fight from happening again. Tiny, how has Tiny progressed? He gets a Yasha.
Got that Shadowblade, has not really been able to find any kills with it.
It saved his life once.
Enge might be caught here, shows on the Warlock.
It's even forced test out. Okay, how good is this Yasha on the Tiny?
I mean, it gives attack speed. It's pretty good
it's
DPS
It's
boost.
attacking once a second now.
Also gives move speed, you're able to get into fights a little bit quicker.
Even with that Shadow Blade.
I feel like you
There's-
need a Revenant's Brooch on Tiny this game. I feel like Wraith King, DK, Razor just gonna have too much armor. You really want to get those like magic damage crits to try and chew through their armor. Although I guess the DK does have the Mage Slayer, so it's a little bit harder to burst through him.
Someone ping the Roche pit. That's the right call. Oh, jeez, Rubik in this Firestorm.
Yeah, that's the danger of picking Underlord into Rubik. Any spell you give him is pretty terrible for your team. I'm curious to see who they give this to. I imagine it's the Dragon Knight. Wraith King is a higher level, but Wraith King kind of wants to die in fights. Dire... Tiny's in the area. Has the Shadow Blade. Oh, nice initiation.
Oh, they were all there.
The Firestorm, that was doing so much damage.
Okay.
Tiny finds a
You get
Warlock.
the first life of the Wraith King. Razor.
You got the Aegis.
Razor has the Aegis. He's not the best Aegis carrier because he does need it. Yeah, he's taking a lot. He goes Tiny able to pick him off.
Tiny doing a lot of
Dawnbreaker
damage.
lagging the whole game out. Hit onto the Tiny. Hit onto the Tiny. Tiny has a 7 seconds for the Shadow Blade.
5 seconds on the Shadow Blade. They're gonna
Side.
swap targets.
There's what was that miss? Okay, the Gossamer Cape. Okay, no, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, they have dust for him.
Dusted telekinesis, lifted up, fade bolted, stunned, all the stuns. Okay. That for how disastrous the first moment of that initiation was. With them all being stunned. It seemed to have paid off. And then, one by one, Dire gets picked out.
Yeah, that was extremely ballsy on the side of Dire.
And it
Hitting
looked like
into
it
the
paid off
Roche
for a
pit.
moment. They had that Wraith King down, they had the Warlock down.
I mean, that's the ideal fight. Like, you get them in a choke point, you drop the Firestorm, you drop the pit.
The problem is they were also enough.
Yeah, the problem is they have like BKBs now on the side of Radiant, so it just didn't do that much damage.
Swap back out. He's able to BKB out. He's going back in. He doesn't have a life.
3 seconds BKB on Dawn. Able to run away. Never swap on the Rubik.
That's a Rubik swap. Rubik swaps a silencer out.
This
right
pit
in
is
Razor's
just
mouth.
destroying Radiant right now. Oh my goodness, it's keeping them locked inside the base. They get 2. The cost of a
That's a
silencer.
hold. That is a hold.
Oh, it goes into the high ground? Nothing. Oh. Nice toss by the Tiny. Dire had the vision there, they saw him.
Bench. Oh, okay. I didn't. He was in range to get the Beans Gate off. Interesting.
Did he have
Okay,
Ags? He did not have Ags. So no pit coming out from that. That would have been a huge kill if they were able to pick up that DK. But as it stands, it's still a 2k gold swing. You really want to see that on the side of Dire.
They're hunting for more.
Just far
Tiny
behind.
coming in. Oh, he has his Sange now. Very exciting. I think he's big. He finds a Razor.
That's
There's
BKB.
Avenge for a while. They are gonna throw in 2 alts. And he did not BKB in the 1 second he was available for that. I think he lives if he BKBs there.
At the very
Harpoon.
start, yes. But chooses to hold on to that BKB, maybe waiting for teammates to show up.
Yeah, because it's 40 seconds with no Razor, but that's also 90 seconds with no Global, 40 seconds with no Solar Guardian.
Warlock going on a little journey here.
What is he getting at? Near the shrine?
No, there's no shrine for another 2 minutes. I think he just got caught out of position. Tiny's gonna find a DK. That's not burstable, Tiny. He has a Mage Slayer. He's gonna try it anyway. but
Trying for it, but he got Mage Slayered.
Does about 1,000 damage.
All the
but
heroes
that's
still
it.
there. Rubik not afraid. Wraith King blinks forward. Toss back. Rubik keeping himself alive with that toss. Benj gonna fall. Okay. Fiend's Gate. DK getting low from all this Underlord damage, but it's not getting low fast enough. Now that the Dawnbreaker dies, Underlord dies. That's a Glimmer Cape. Well, there's a lot of dust. Another very optimistic TP from the silencer.
Rubik did a sick play on that fight. Tiny was on him.
Yeah, and he tossed
get
him
away.
back.
And Rubik stole toss and tossed Tiny to the neutral creeps on the side, saving his life.
Yeah. He save himself. Well, Tiny initiates that.
Yeah, you never want to start on the DK. That is the tankiest hero on the side of Radiant.
Okay.
And,
Call is easy. Push mid. Hit these barracks.
yep. There is a tier 2 bottom, so they can't get megas off of this. And I don't think they can get a tier 4 off this either. There's not a lot of death timer left on the side of Dire.
Warlock. Warlock sticking around. Stirring the soup. Vine Wave's already pushing in. Okay, what is Dire's way back into this game?
They need to find heroes that Tiny can burst, and Tiny bursts them. Then you take a fight off of that.
Which
Then it's a
heroes can
5v4.
Tiny burst?
Anybody but the Dragon Knight. So
I
like
think
Tiny,
this Razor Satanic is going to change that.
if he's not able to get it off,
It's
then
still a lot,
I
it's
think
a
he's
lot of
fine.
HP. Get some, if you think about that last fight where they had 3 of them go on him, and there was a little moment there where he could have possibly BKB'd run away after the
Potentially.
initial burst.
I mean, Razor just by himself doesn't do that much right-click damage. He has 200. And Tiny has 22 armor at this point. It's going to be reduced by like 57%, so you're doing like 100 damage right-clicks, you're
Okay,
healing
well,
for
blink
300.
forward from the Wraith King onto the Silencer. Silencer has his global. They throw out the Solar Guardian.
Walks with the BKB.
Wraith King blinks away.
Getting low though.
Dawnbreaker
Firestorm,
caught
last
here in
tick.
the soup. 3 men with the Fatal Bonds. Okay.
Up on the Razor has the
Swapping.
Satanic.
Now the global with the Razor.
Pop Satanic. You can see his Satanic just doesn't do that much heal. On the side, Tiny trying to find a Warlock, I think. Gets caught out of position though.
Tiny goes down here. Oh, this is looking disastrous.
2 buybacks on the side of Dire. Tiny no buyback. The
Razor
heroes are low on
getting
Radiant.
low.
If Underlord can get a Firestorm off, this
Another
could
stun.
change the fight. Ooh, gets it off.
Taking some tower shots, doesn't care. Okay, Dawnbreaker, where are you going? Where are you going with all your might? Can they get this Razor down? She
2
tries,
triples
she
on
tries, she
Radiant.
heals.
Ultra.
Ultra kill. Let's see this rampage. Are you gonna deliver the rampage to him?
Nope.
No.
Razor with the
Okay,
triple,
take it.
DK with the Ultra.
Mega Creeps GG is called.
First game going to Blob. I just felt like it was a draft issue.
Draft was very good.
They needed
Tiny.
Yeah, they needed Tiny to be stronger this game in order to deal with these heroes. And they just needed to initiate on not DKs. A little bit of execution wise, I think. But
Yeah, that was actually like their one possibility of getting back into the game with some of these tiny pickoffs. When they got the Razor, he goes in for a second one, but he finds someone and then decides to go on the DK.
yeah. Well, that's going to be
Yes.
game 1. This is a best of 3 series. We're going to go take a little bit break here, but we'll be back shortly. Stick around. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Game 2 of the WEX Division Upper Bracket 4 series between Special Agent Blob and 5 Meepos in a Trenchcoat. Special Agent Blob took the win last game. I felt like it was a bit of a draft mismatch, or at least Blob played their draft better than 5 Meepos. But they're up at the series 1-0. And I'm going to be curious to see if any kind of bans change between this game and that game. See if 5 Meepos kind of adopts a different play style than trying to go
They
like
already decided that raking is not a hero they want to play
So
with.
ban out the Wraith King. Ringmaster gets banned first phase instead of second phase. Are there any other heroes that they were annoying for them? They banned out the Dragon Knight. Wraith King was first picked. I don't think you really... I guess you could pick Dragon Knight first. Not... He can't really counter him too much. He's just a tanky, simple hero. And I guess if they don't want to deal with it, just get rid of it. Undying Band comes out. I think that's new. I think it was a Night Stalker.
Nope, it was Undying and Night Stalker
Ah, okay.
last time.
So a little bit of variance. We're not going to see the same draft here again for game 2. Special Agent Blob has the first pick.
CM first pick.
Interesting first pick. Her ultimate can be countered pretty hard by certain heroes, like Silencer, Ventral Spirit, to just name a couple of BKB piercing ways to deal with it. She's a good laner. She helps heroes win lanes. And obviously the mana regen is very helpful in lane. Give your team a little bit of sustainability in said lanes. 5 Meepos, they first picked, what was it?
They like picking their
Dawn.
cores first. It was the Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, they picked up the Dawn 2 last game. Dawn is still available. Blob did not ban it out. Dawn as well is a pretty decent hero. Remind me, does Solar Guardian go through BKB?
It does not.
Does not. Okay, so that wouldn't be a way to go through CKB or CMBKB. They kept pick up the Ancient Apparition. That got banned out last phase in the game prior. Meta hero, strong support. Doesn't really counter the CM too much, just has a lot of magic damage. And she has a pretty small HP pool.
I'm dumb. It does. It does. It does.
Does counter the CM? I mean, if you get like the shard, you have a long range way to cancel the ults. Like through Flog, if that's what you're referencing. Oh, you're talking about Solar Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that Solar Guardian pierced BKB. Still in the pool if they wanted to go that way. It is a hero they really like to pick on 5 Meepos. Doomaniacs get banned out. Yeah, CM really does not like to play against a Lifestealer. If Lifestealer is a hero that 5 Meepos plays, which I'm not seeing any stats that suggest they do, but they think that they're going to play Lifestealer. That's a good ban. Because Lifestealer just eats up Crystal Maidens. I'm getting audio. Try boosting it a little bit. I think it's just really quiet.
Me? Or the
No, in the game.
Oh, okay.
Shadow Shaman's going to come out, so that's likely going to be your support duo. 5 Meepos, they've played AA in the past on their 5. And Rasta, yeah, they've put on their 4. So that's likely going to be your support duo. Very strong laners. Pretty meta heroes. Good push coming out from the Shaman. Huerta comes out. So they lack a little bit of hard CC with that support duo on Blob. Followed by the Brewmasters, so even more lack of hard CC. This is a team that kind of just like throws spells at you. You have the Brewmaster to frontline, and the Huerta and Crystal Maiden sit behind him and cast spells.
Kind of exciting because last game they had all the hard stuns.
Yeah.
Now they just have this Shadow Shaman into Cold Feet. combo, but that's able to be disrupted a lot by the Muerta. Oh, mute the stream.
I'm pretty sure I muted mine. Let me make sure actually, so don't scare anybody. Yeah, mine's muted. So I don't see Brewmaster having been picked up by Blob, at least according to the website I'm looking at. So this is going to be a new hero as well. It's likely going to be a 3 or a 2. Night Stalker comes out. That was banned first phase last game on the side of 5 Meepos. This is a hero they've picked before. They play at 3. And Zeus is likely going to be a mid Zeus, being played by a Pony Ride.
I like this Night Stalker a lot, actually. I think it's fairly good at disrupting currently what Special Agent Blob is going on.
It's a long. I agree. It's a long duration CC for Brewmaster. If you're able to get on top of the Brewmaster with that silence, he has no BKB. You're able to burst him down through that. Crystal Maiden is going to have a nightmare game versus Night Stalker, pun intended.
Yep.
Because she's just a squishy hero with no escapes, really. Night Stalker's just going to be able to get on top of
No
her.
escapes into a silence.
Yeah. And Muerta is a little bit tankier than Night Stalker, can like fear him away from her, but that's only going to last a short while. Muerta also has issues with running away. So very good Night Stalker game, I'd say. Zeus, lots of damage. Not a ton of CC. I feel like the supports kind of fill that CC role though on 5 Meepos. I really like that support duo combo. You have the shaman to like set up a cold feet. You can stack cold feet on top of a shackle, for example. And also they just offer a little bit of everything. Team fight, push, hard disable, soft disable, magic amp, magic damage.
I feel like 5 Meepos and Trenchcoat kind of lack HP.
They're a little squishy. Yeah, I mean,
as a whole.
Zeus picks mana or HP items up, but the supports are definitely squishy.
Earthshaker.
Well, that solves the CC issues that Blob had. I'm not sure if these heroes are really going to be clumped up, though, on 5 Meepos. Because Night Stalker rarely plays with the team. He's usually off hunting supports. And the AA and the Shadow Shaman, again, unless they're caught in a choke point, I don't really see them playing together. So, but Earthshaker, he can definitely solo kill targets by himself. This is likely going to be a 2 Earthshaker. So probably a 3 Brewmaster. So they're probably going to pick their carry on Blob with their last pick. I mean, it could be a 3, actually. They ban out the Beastmaster.
They're thinking it's not a... I think it's 1 brew.
Yeah. Fraser was the 1, though, last game. So Blob has shown that they're willing to like flex picks a little bit, kind of put 4s in non-traditional lanes. They're not the PA, though, so maybe just covering their bases. PA, yeah, PA probably would have gone a little bit hard here into 5 Meepos because you don't have a lot of BKB piercing disable. And PA with the BKB just kind of like jumps on targets and destroys. Not a ton of save on 5 Meepos.
Ban the Earth, so yeah, Earth's the Shadow Shaman. Is it Disaster Lane?
Let's see. The best heroes on Blob. They've picked Bristleback in the past. Their team isn't really set up for it, though, although Bristle would have a lot of fun versus these low armor heroes. Could go with the Dragon Knight again. Spectre, I think, is also pretty decent, although you don't have... What do they lack? They have Initiation. They have hard CC. They have Frontline.
I want someone with like Pickoff.
Yeah, it is the
Okay.
Bristleback. So just more Frontline on Blob. Very similar to last draft, or last game. They pick a couple of meaty boys for the Frontline. And then Sam Huerta kind of just like is sustaining them, helping them with the disables. And on 5 Meepos, here's that they've played. Going into this, I feel like You could do
Yeah,
maybe like an
the
Abbott
only
on one.
the only anti-tank hero left in the pool is like Timbersaw. That's not a hero that you just pick up.
Spectre's a decent anti-tank.
Okay.
They go Viper. That's a counter to the Bristleback. And also gives magic resistance to the high magic. That's a really nice Viper, actually. I like that a lot. That's going to be a 1 Viper. I really like 5 Meepos draft this game. I feel like Night Stalker is gonna have a fun time with these supports. They kind of lack like follow-up damage with him in terms of like heroes that go in with the Night Stalker. Night Stalker likes to have like an axe or someone to go with him. Well, maybe not an axe necessarily, but like a carry that jumps in after him to do damage, or like a 2 that jumps in after him, like a quad, to really help him burst down heroes.
I don't see. Biggest problem with Viper is he is the slowest hero in existence.
Yeah, this might be a blink Viper game. They do have the disable for Brewmaster, so they're able to burst him through without him getting his ult off. I'm excited to see this draft. I think that Meepos has a better execution plan with this draft, and I think both sides have a lot going for them. Good damage, good CC, good lands.
I'm really going to be looking out for this Brewmaster to this game.
And no traditional carry as well on either side. I think Bristleback's the closest thing you have to a hard carry. I mean, unless you count Muerta, but that's going to be a... actually, that's Pointicus. Is that... That's going to be a 3 Muerta, I think. Because Sterling usually plays support. Maybe they're swapping roles. I'm curious to see what happens in game.
Check some items here. Okay, starting out the game. We have another tussle. No one has a smoke. Okay.
Where's the Muerta? Muerta has sentries, so it's probably a support Muerta. Brewmaster Coin Blade, Earthshaker Coin Blade, Bristleback went W first, so it's going to be a core Bristleback. Okay, so not pretty standard.
They call a truce this time and decide not to fight.
Not to run high ground into 5. Yeah, so both
Well,
sides.
you know what? It didn't matter, right? It didn't matter. They still won. Okay,
Yeah, Dire was the one that. So Muerta goes off by herself to go put a ward down in lane. The rest of her team goes into her own jungle. Takes the high ground, playing a little bit defensively. Dire comes out of their own jungle, looks to find something. They can't.
Viper testing the ward vision.
They can't do this though because it's daytime. They have to wait until nighttime.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I mean they could go like behind.
No, put down 2 sentries. No, it's daytime.
Oh, they put 2. Oh no.
Oh,
Committing the 100 gold. They're gonna find a shaman on the side here. Just runs away. That's pretty funny. Maybe they're all playing with that one weather effect that like makes it lunar, and so they all think it's nighttime. But the Night Stalker's on their team.
They failed the Dota knowledge check.
They put the ward on afterwards, so at least they're gonna know that there's a ward here. To reintroduce these players for game 2, in the top lane, it's gonna be Super Nintendo on the Core 1 Viper, supported by Bear on the Ancient Apparition. Sterling will be the 3 facing them on the Brewmaster, or Sterling, sorry. And Pointicus will be Sterling's support. In the mid lane, we have a Zeus Earthshaker matchup, pointing right on the Zeus Spackle on the Earthshaker. And in the bottom lane, it's going to be Night Stalker Shaman, played by Verkamund and Juvu. Shaman getting low actually in the bottom lane.
Couple use quill sprays, has the chicken fingers or the hex. I don't.
Yeah, able to run away. And to finish it off, Batman on the position 1 Bristleback, supported by Comedy Bronze, Crystal Maiden. Lane wise, I think all lanes have potential for kills. Top lane especially, I feel, once it gets like level 2, level 3 on this Viper. Should be able to run down this Muerta and Brewmaster who don't really have any kind of like escape abilities. Mid lane, it's always hard to be a melee hero into Zeus. I think Earthshaker has like a slightly easier time though, because he has that W.
Yeah,
long
he's
range.
partially ranged.
Actually, let's get last hits up for you. Actually, getting low on the
goodness.
Zeus pops the Fairy Fire. Tons of damage. Shadow Shaman
Damn.
Mail in the bottom lane. Found by
That's
the
the
Crystal
bottom.
Maiden. And the bottom lane, Bristleback's always going to be hard to kill. You're going to throw some spells on him, but even without the Bristleback, actually, Shadow Shaman getting low. Shackles up the Bristleback, runs away, but one right click from the CM will guarantee that first blood. Ancient Apparition, meanwhile, getting super low in the top lane. Muerta diving tower a little bit to try and get him, but she's able to escape. So a bit of action happening in the side lanes simultaneously. Crystal Maiden able to pick up that first blood, though. Okay, as I was saying, I think Bristleback's going to be extremely difficult to kill in this lane. If any heroes die outside of Radiant, this lane's going to be Crystal Maiden. Night Stalker, while it's nighttime, very difficult hero to kill. Without boots, he has 359 move speed. Tons of regen, tons of armor, tons of damage.
And a 20 stack wand.
And a 20 stick of wand, yeah. So getting wands out against this Bristleback is just going to make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, did the shaman have it before he TP'd or when he died?
Not sure. He probably had the stick, I'd imagine. Earthshaker bullying the Zeus, just getting a little bit out of position. Takes a couple tower shots on the Earthshaker though. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe Earthshaker does win this matchup. Zeus kind of has to get a little bit of close range to
get the damage out.
Yeah, because a lot of his damage is tied into his right clicks these days with the static field. Maxing out the Q, probably to just help him get CS on Pony Red.
They have some pretty good range. Try to secure his last hits. They're very dead even, actually. In the mid lane for last hits. I think Zeus has to start sending out some regen to really control these runes. I can hear my mid player yelling at me saying, "It's very important that I get this rune. It's very important that I get this rune."
Yeah, it's quieted up a little bit here. In terms of game plans, neither side has a carry. So both looking to fight early game. And not so much dependent on items, I'd say. Because I think once these heroes get out of laning phase, they're just going to be running into each other. That's my prediction anyway. None of the heroes really scream out at me as wanting to just hard farm. Maybe the Bristleback.
Does go on the bottom. Bristleback.
Yeah, they find a Shadow Shaman. Full man on the Bristleback.
He's slowed. Chicken fingers. The hex already used. Silence with the stick.
Under tower,
they
though.
grip him. They're pinging. Please, someone.
See him under tower. Take the Bristleback dies. Oh no, the turnaround.
Taking tower shots.
Why'd you go under tower, see him?
Duke back into the Shadow Shaman.
Was she trying to tank tower shots because she thought Bristle was under tower? Muerta, meanwhile, getting low top. Viper's just gonna great cook her down with the Q. Easy kill. No kind of escape.
Brewmaster getting a little damage. What a surprise in that bottom lane.
Alright, let me check something. Yeah, okay, my volume's a little bit messed up on Dota. Alright, so this is gonna be a soundless Dota, unfortunately, but that's fine. Actually, let me do one quick real thing. No, I didn't do it. Alright. So it is daytime, so Night Stalker's going to have a little bit harder time in this lane. Still has a ton of armor versus this Bristleback, so as long as he doesn't get caught out of position, should be fine. CS bottom. Ooh, Zeus commits the E to get the DD, picks it up. Earthshaker respects that, will back off. Meanwhile, top lane. AA of all. Yeah, looks like AA got caught out by the Brewmaster there. Fortunately, I missed
Yeah,
that.
this top lane, I feel like it's elemental. Okay, Night Stalker going bottom.
It is
That's a lot of-
daytime. No, yeah, no
no
nighttime. Oh, they're gonna go on the shaman though. Getting low.
Common.
TPs, that's not gonna work. Too much negative armor at that point.
Sorry, is that the silencer from last game?
Don't remember.
Oh,
Ult on top kills the Muerta. And we're missing all the action to side lanes.
Brewmaster, very low. What is this mid Earthshaker first item gonna be?
He could upgrade his boots. I imagine though it's gonna be a blink rush because the fights are gonna be very early in this game. And he's a primary initiator for his team. Night Stalker
Dark
commits the
Ascension, use
ultimate.
bottom, onto the bristleback. Muerta is there, push him away.
The fears and the slows though, and the roots coming at now. This Night Stalker's getting kited to hell.
That's an alt down. No kill. Not happy. Not a happy moment. Shadow Shaman's level 3. That is...
Oh, that is tragic. Yeah, dying in lane a couple times. Whenever the bristleback goes on a hero, he pushes out the lane by virtue of cool spray. So you kill the shaman, and the wave goes under tower, and so he's just missed a lot of CS by virtue of that. Zeus getting super low mid. Earthshaker drops the Echo Slam on him. Tries to
use the Heavenly Jump. There's no mana.
Shielder in top, though. Fortuitous Shielder, and I think Regen might have been slightly better than that. Actually, yeah, Haste would have survived. Saved him, too. He's just going to be able to
I think it was fine just to run away. But now he just has to stay in lane. Shadow Shaman, chicken fingers onto him. Does a shackles. Some HP down. Has another Heavenly Jump. Is he going to commit it?
He has to dive a little bit to get this kill.
He commits it, but now he's out of mana. Echo Slam was used.
Nice
and they get that kill. Okay, who had TP? Who had TP? Brewmaster, Bristleback. Brewmaster doesn't have an alt.
Oh my god, fight stop.
I didn't even realize that he doesn't have an alt. Because he's killing them.
Alright, I gotta focus on the casting. I'm missing way too many kills. Or the camera work.
Out.
In the top lane, we had it'll show me the fight recap. Muerta and Viper dying. Brewmaster did drop the ult, so I imagine they just started right-clicking each other. And Viper lost that trade. Earthshaker diving mid, looking for the Zeus. Has no Echo Slam.
Yeah, still no Echo Slam. It's probably pretty certain that, I don't know, they all have TPs. What the heck?
We have a TP by the Shadow Shaman.
TP's in, gets the Hex. Has the Shackles. Has another Chicken Fingers. Can't get in range for that Chicken Fingers. Muerta there to push him away. Shadow Shaman, you're a little forward.
A lot of heroes on Dire congregating mid now. Earthshaker's
TP, and they have the Dark Ascension. They're going to pop it. This half HP Earthshaker. That's a lot of dive for a low mana Zeus. Dead shot away. See him in the middle of nowhere. Shadow Shaman taking some tower shots. They want this Earthshaker. You have mana.
Ice Blast, get a connect.
Boom! Okay, Shackles onto the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman still taking more tower shots.
He's gonna suffer from that. The creep. Oh, unable to kill.
Nice. Man, he could have just quill sprayed there. Oh well. Okay, Zeus gets the rune, gets to stay in the mid lane. Zeus has had the world.
Ends up being a 3 for nothing. 1,500 gold swing going the way of Dire there. Very well executed team fight. Radiant just kept funneling in heroes into this Night Stalker. Did not work out. See him TP'd basically right on top of the Night Stalker. That's not a good position to be in.
And now it's natural night. It's a scary place to be unless you're...
In terms of CS, all heroes relatively similar to each other. It doesn't seem like anybody massively lost laning phase. Look at Networth as well. We have a smoke top.
Zeus is 1,000 ahead of his mid. Okay, they find them where to throw out some stuns. She gets the calling off, but
Zeus will finish it off.
Zeus, he wants it. That was a lot of stuns, though, so they're not going to be able to do anything to get on the Brewmaster. Smoke play from Crystal Maiden. She is running top. Can they bring anyone else?
Brewmaster wants to fight. He's got the primal split. A lot of heroes in Dire are showing in this lane, though. 3 so far.
Okay, Muerto respawns, goes top.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try to fight. Ice Blast whiffs. Drop
Onto
spells on the brew.
Whatever. Okay, they throw the wards. He's able to brew split some of his heroes out.
Yeah, they're kind of splitting targets on
Taking
Radiant,
their
though.
fire, the damaged one is about to die. Earth one's going to be A-okay, but okay, and the wind one. That was a, well, okay, disappointing wards for a disappointing brew alt. I'll say. What
Yeah.
was the Echo Slam used? When did that happen?
I assume mid. Because that's where Earthshaker's been hanging out.
Okay, Brewmaster, they threw the Viper Strike onto him. He doesn't
Ooh,
have
caught out
the
of position.
split. There's a
CM
barrel,
multi,
big
though.
CM
It's
ult. They don't have
massive.
stuns.
Shaman had the chicken fingers. All he needed to do was right click to cancel. He doesn't. Oh, no. Full sports
Here's the
die.
Veil, dead shot into the Frostbite. That was amazing placement, Crystal Maiden. That is one of the best Crystal Maidens all I've seen in a long time.
That was pretty nice, recognizing the lack of stuns. Runs in, no fear with the ult, backed up by her team.
You said they have chicken fingers, though?
I was watching it, yeah. Chicken fingers was off cooldown, so I believe Shaman could have just turned and right click to stop it. Maybe a little bit of panic there.
Yeah, but what's that attack swing on the Shadow Shaman?
It is slowed. I think the ult, yeah, the ult does 80 attack slow, which Shaman has 1 to 30, so they would have only had 50 attack speed for that right click. It would have taken a while, but it could have gotten off. Meanwhile, Night Stalker goes on bottom. X-Blast coming in, connects.
Hits the Earthshaker.
Yep.
Crystal Maiden TPing in. Catches the Night Stalker under the tower. Tower's hitting someone else, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a good
Silence,
CM here.
zoning people out. Night Stalker voids. CM to her death. Shaman, you are crazy.
I like the Shaman. Juvu. He's really good on it. He's they're like diving towers to try and get these kills, try and set up kills on these heroes.
You know what? I don't like Juvu because I see myself in him.
Very sacrificial.
It doesn't matter if I die as long. Oh,
Bottom
throws
lane.
out,
Find the Muerta.
throw the wards, give the crab. The support combo from Dire doing what we thought it would do.
Very strong. Tons of damage. Follow up any kind of stuns from Frost with the cold feet.
Shaker about to finish up the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's the poorest core right now.
But he's about to get the biggest item. When is this Zeus?
Has
When is
like
this Zeus farmed?
Has like a sim available. Just picked up the Kaya. Looks like he's going Force perhaps. Radiant looking to start something mid. Earthshaker has the blink, is not revealing it for the time being. Although he's going to run into lane or reveal
Nope.
it now.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's noticed it.
Yeah. If Dire is paying attention, they're going to see that he has the blink there. Bristle has no mana though, so they may not want to take a fight necessarily. At least a large fight. Pickoff is fine. It is daytime, however.
Daytime, lag-free daytime.
20 seconds left on Dark Ascension. Ah, yes, lag.
There's going to be a whole fight. Yeah.
You can never
The
take
smoke
that
of
for
the seed
granted.
in to get this. Going onto the Zeus, calling up there to stop him from jumping away. Echo Slam. AA ult onto, hope maybe a fight was going to still go around. They're kind of spying this Bristleback now. I don't think Shadow Shaman has a way to get in and close the gap there. And the rest of Radiant's coming top. They want to fight top. Where's this Night Stalker? Night Stalker has a TP in 5. He could potentially be there with the Dark Ascension. They're running forward. Blink onto the AA. Easy pick. Viper has to retreat. Shaman going bottom. See those words? They might try for a tower here.
Yeah, tower doesn't have a lot of HP. There's a siege creep as well. That's going to
No,
go
the
down.
bottom tower.
Ah,
Okay, yeah, they keep the wards at the bottom tower. This
Radiant
is how it'll go
are
down. They're gonna go for the Torm.
interesting.
Debating the
Play.
Torm.
Yeah, this bottom tower is going to fall pretty quickly. I think they need all 5 heroes here on Radiant to do this. There is a Ice Blast.
Do they
He,
know?
if they're aware, could
Is he gonna
drop
hide?
it. No, he's going to take the Tormentor super quickly.
Yeah.
Not a ton of damage coming out onto Radiant's team. So they're able to just go back to land and farm.
Yeah, Radiant kind of splits. Shadow Shaman using his opportunity to go on some mysterious journey. He
That's a
smokes,
smoke. Ooh, they can
gets
find
the
Earth
hex
Shaker.
off, into the shackles. Ice Blast coming in. Get the Ice Blast, and that's about.
Ice Stalker dropped the Dark Ascension really
CM
early.
Shard's using her brand new shard to jump forward.
Oh,
Into the
CM
silence.
ults?
Got the
Nah.
silence. Does not kill that Shadow Shaman. Bristleback running at the Zeus. Zeus jumps
getting
away.
low.
Oh, so weak. Bristleback's gonna die to this though.
He's running. Not dead yet.
20 HP.
Got the Van TPing out. Ooh, A doesn't put the Ice
That
Vortex.
vortex would not have hit.
Yeah,
Would
but
not have killed. And Bristleback doesn't TP under into his fountain.
yeah, it is completely fine there. Ice Stalker Brewmaster going to be hitting each other mid.
TP in the
So our predictions were right. It's definitely a brawl coming out of the laning phase. Not a ton of kills thus far, but I guess like the team fight cooldowns are a little bit long. We have go mid actually.
Go. Big echo onto the both supports. Supports throw out their ults. Doesn't matter. Night Stalker, you were low. Now you're stunned. Now you're voided back.
Now you're dead.
Now you're dead.
That was a chatty Earthshaker play, just walking high ground, doesn't even need to blink. Just walks into the supports in the creep wave and explodes them with the Fisher Echo combo.
They don't even have wards or anything for that. So it's gonna be a 2-2 mid.
They're pushing it. They don't have a lot of creeps for the time being.
Crystal Maiden postulating bottom onto the Viper. She has the Crystal Clone to be able to jump forward. Viper, there's no exit there.
Yeah, he's cornering himself. Earthshaker's there. He's not gonna be able to TP out of this.
Maybe he's able to get return kills.
He just Fisher blocked himself though. CM ulti? The fear.
Okay. Earthshaker not needed. I don't know how much damage does the Earthshaker do to Viper compared to the CM. Not that much.
Yeah, Viper doing a lot
think
by
it
virtue of
breeds-
his E, I feel. Radiant are going to be pushing bottom tier 2 now. All of Dire's heroes are up or going to be up shortly. Night Stalker does have the Dark Ascension. You got to be afraid of that. Brewmaster is charging in under tower and taking a ton of damage from the tower. Although he's evading most of it as I say that. And Radiant have backed off, so this push is not really going to amount to anything. Dire... Brewmaster...
Jumps forward.
Yeah, Brewmaster
Link
wasn't
on
part
the
of the
Night
plan.
Stalker.
Oh, the Primal canceled by the
Brewmaster.
Hex! Explodes. Dark Ascension, they want more on the side of Dire. Or no, it's just regular nighttime.
Just natural nighttime. Able to find this Muerta.
Now he pops the Dark Ascension. Finding
Run
the
forward.
Muerta. CM, TP's out.
See, yeah. Void not quite in distance.
The Dark Ascensions popped. I don't think it was really necessary. Perhaps he felt like there were more heroes there. But it's just
Yeah,
gonna
hiding
be,
in the trees.
yeah, one hero coming off of that.
If the CM was TPing on the other side of that Muerta, you never know. And kill. Oh, reach in for the Zeus.
That's a nice one. But Zeus is currently not in position to grab it.
Don't get it, Shaman. Don't take it. Don't you take it from the Zeus. Okay, yeah, Zeus on his way.
Thinking about it. In terms of items, Bristleback is working towards Ags after he picked up his Vanguard. Pretty standard. Ags is going to make him a lot more deadly to fight. We're going to have a fight. Going mid. Shaman starts on the Bristle, not the hero you want to start on. Right now, you're going to instantly deward the ward that was there. And so that's really nothing there. Anyway, going for the Ags on Bristleback. Muerta just picking up an Atos. That's pretty standard. CM going Lotus Rush. Usual. Interesting. I kind of dig it. Earthshaker.
It stops you from getting chained by the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, it helps disrupt the combo a little bit. Plus, you can like purge off of Cold Feet. Zeus? No, that's same team.
This is Zeus. You're running top to get this Night Stalker.
Yeah, I thought I saw some different teams up there. Earthshaker after Blink is going to go Aghanims, so no BKB or anything, just relying on that Blink dagger to get him into fights and drop his combos. And that's that. Brewmaster has the Radiance and looking to pick up a pipe, kind of being a aura hero for the team. On the side of Dire, Viper went the Maelstrom, going for a more farming build, and is now working towards a Hurricane Pike. It's going to be make him a little bit more mobile and tanky in fights. Rasta going to Glimmer Cape. Sometimes you see a Blink Rush on Rasta. I feel like it's kind of necessary this game, actually. Oh, Brewmaster, did he see the Shaman? Brewmaster is going to run under tower here.
The Shaman's running out the Shaman.
Yeah, I mean, this Brewmaster's getting caught out. He has Primal. Do they have the sun stacking?
No, they have enough. They have enough.
Oh.
As we stated. First back running with the Ags. Zeus getting low.
I think Earthshaker had a jump there, but he fissured the Viper, and so he got hit by the corrosive skin, so he couldn't blink in.
No.
You hate to see it.
Unlucky.
So if there was an Echo Slam there, he wasn't able to get on top of it. So Radiant will back off after losing their Brewmaster again. Wow, 1,200 gold for that kill. That's crazy.
He's the number 2 highest net worth.
Yeah, it seems kind of high, though, considering how even the game is. We have a smoke play by Dire, led by the Night Stalker.
Actually, Dark Ascension, they're going to see... Nope, Muerta's saved by the trees.
Yeah, she's mid lane.
Spell.
Good find. This is
going
to be a huge
find
pick.
The Earthshaker. Earthshaker, lockdown, alt. Alt provides a lot of vision. They see that there's a fight.
Oh no, not again.
He tries.
No.
He tries.
See a multi, but they're all gone.
All but the wards.
The wards kill her. It's a disaster on Blob. No Viper needed as 3 heroes go down for the commitment of a Zeus ult and wards and Ice Blast. But not even,
no one changing their item to BKB.
Not even a Dark Ascension used there.
Just the wards.
3,000 gold swing. Dire a little tardy in like pressing an objective off this. Looks like they're instead going to look for more kills.
Get to pressure your advantage with the Zeus. Get the D wards.
Viper's still not with the team. Basically a creep off from his Hurricane Pike. And it is going to be daytime soon, so Dire's probably going to retreat back to their side of the river. I think this game could honestly go either way to either team. I think just the drafts, how they counter each other, how they do have so much damage in CC, it could really go either way, just depending on teamfight execution. Nice
Dark Ascension, onto Muerta. They have the Zeus Ags.
Ice Blast coming in, she walks back into it. Ooh, she dodges! Very edge.
This is the Pierce the Veil. Pierce the Veil. Gotta keep away. I don't want to get voided.
Oh no, Brewmaster, no. Not again. Not again. No,
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. They don't have enough time.
No, he gets it off. Brewmaster in the back lane killing the supports.
Night Stalker down. Everyone else is weak and squishy.
Oh my god, that idiot took so much damage. Roster running away.
Zeus thrown in the air. Roche ignoring everyone.
The damage.
Boom.
Exploded.
They figured it out.
So what went different? Yeah, what did they figure out?
You kill the Earthshaker and it is better. Or, sorry, you let the Brewmaster get the ult off.
Oh yeah, was that what they were missing?
Wait,
Viper cliffs himself.
Cliff.
Oh no, the CF sees him. Oh no, he can't move.
How unfortunate.
Had the TP. I want to know how he got up there. Do you
Hurricane Pike.
That's 19-second cooldown. I think that we would have seen the cooldown. I guess it must have been.
Maybe he got fissure blocked.
Is the tree broken? No.
Could have been
Yeah.
fissure blocked. I don't know. I didn't see it. I thought that was a. But
Brewmaster charge on the
I'll see.
Shaman mid, goes under tower, no primal on him. They're going to drop Ice Blast on top of this as well. He just explodes. Ooh, healing spree.
he doesn't even have the primal split. Can't be mad about Sunlock there. That was just a strange go. I guess maybe he can kill. Well, no, Shadow Shaman's a hard hero to kill because of the. Well, okay, no, foul plays don't go down. Okay, we're good.
You
We're
don't
good.
want to be diving tier 2s to kill supports by yourself anyway, I feel.
With no heroes visible on the map.
Yeah. It's a little bit optimistic, I think. It is daytime. I think Great Dire are more than happy to just chill out, wait for the day's night cycle to tick over. And choosing to passive
Nice
farm on a
type,
couple
yeah.
heroes.
Conda for the Night Stalker. It's going to be quite a bit of burst if they want to get down this Brewmaster. Brewmaster close to. Okay, was he marking pipe? Because now he's going Eternal Shroud.
He was marking pipe. He did pick up that cloak. But yeah, going to Eternal Shroud, I guess just for like the more self-preservation aspect of it, because he has been bursted a lot. They have a lot of stun and CC on the side of Dire.
And yeah, it's almost like he can survive. He just needs to survive with 10 HP left, and then he'll win the fight.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how much HP he has as long as it's not 0. Let's see here. What are they up to?
Yeah, both sides.
Tormentor's up.
Both sides have congregated onto opposite ends of the map. Tormentor is available in the top lane, and looks like Radiant are going to be pushing over to grab it. They'll pick it up with 4 heroes. This is going to be a pretty easy one with the Bristleback. Muerta takes a little bit of damage.
No,
But...
Shaman.
Oh, we have to go in.
Dark
The
Ascension.
entire Dire team is coming in.
Muerta able to outlive the silence. They
It's
throw in
Ice
a lot of
Blasted,
ults just to get that Muerta down.
Yeah, both supports dead on the side of Dire.
Like they're gonna be chasing. Oh, Ags catches the Zeus.
Zeus gets
Viper
exploded
alive.
by the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, they're trying to kill this Brewmaster. They almost get all the clones.
Oh no, Brewmaster.
He's gonna pop out. His allies are coming though. Can they save him? He will go down. Viper takes a chunk of damage from this Earthshaker. Gooed up by the Bristleback. Night Stalker is gonna go down. Oh my goodness, the damage coming up. That's a nice combo with these two cores. Just tons and tons of physical damage with the Bristleback Earthshaker. Yeah, that was a pretty ballsy go through the portal, I'd say. I guess they were expecting the heroes to be lower. Ends up being a 3,000 gold swing, 2 for 5.
Or they thought that they had the upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want to be going through a gate against all this team fight, though?
They had Underlord last draft.
True.
They definitely want to go through gates.
I just feel like you don't want your heroes to be like jumped on top of, like your Zeus, your Ancient Apparition, your Shadow Shaman. Do you really want to be like jumped on top of?
No, the way I see that Dire can win these fights, just this Night Stalker, finding the heroes that they need to pick off, and between the Zeus, the Shaman, and the Ancient Apparition, annihilating them one by one.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for the first half of this game. They've been finding pickoffs. Brewmaster's going to run high ground, drops a ward down.
That ward is under Sentry Vision.
Yeah, so Dire knows the ward is there.
So does Radiant. Radiant knows the Sentry's there.
Yep. So everybody knows what's going on here. Brewmaster's going to run up anyway, maybe baiting a fight. Primal is up in 5.
Jump forward with the Crippling Fear. All the stuns. AAL onto nothing.
Nice 4-step.
They still have that vision. They realize the ward.
Go on Shadow Shaman alone.
One. He gets the wards off. Able to jump forward. Night Stalker jumping forward again. Buyback from the Shaman. It's a Bristleback and a bunch of Brewlings chasing after Zeus. Hit the Viper Strike onto the Bristleback. What else is happening on the map? Bunch of heroes trying to reach them.
Brewmaster is charging into the enemy, gets into the tier 2.
Yeah, Bristleback dies.
Able to run it off, though. So that's kind of an awkward because both sides knew exactly what was happening with all that vision on the ground. Radiant ended up picking up the dub in that fight, but they only get 1,000 gold off of it. They did lose the Bristleback. Did get a buyback from the Shaman. Yeah.
What's this say for the Roche?
But Zeus ended up with the most gold from that fight with almost 800. Working towards that Octring after picking up Ag's 4-staff.
Yeah, I think that Zeus, Zeus ultimate during the middle of that fight really changed everything.
Night Stalker's going to be TPing in. Does he finish? He does instantly blink
forward onto the 2 supports.
Oh my god, what a blink.
They're separated there. She has the freezing field.
Does she?
Die back from the Shaman? Nope.
Viper's here now. They're going to throw stuff on the Brewmaster.
You have nothing.
No primal.
They're slightly tanky.
Oh, the Hurricane Pike! Echo Whiff, he BKBs, but there's no vision for this Rasta. Oh no.
Get some TPs out.
Forced to TP out. Wow.
Oh.
What a Hurricane Pike on the Viper.
Yeah, that was a bad fight for the Radiant. Not a total disaster, as most heroes are able to get away.
Dire wants more. They see the Bristleback top, who probably feels something coming his way. He's going to run back to the gate.
Do you think they kill... Do you think they kill the Bristleback without the Viper present?
If he's alone, yeah.
Okay.
He does have his BKB. No TP. So he'd be able to run around.
Well, now he's present with the Viper, because Viper was farming Ancients, farming Triangle.
Yeah, they don't have any vision of this guy, so they're running in blind.
Yeah, but that's what you have the Night Stalker for.
Yeah, but committing the Dark Ascension on a feeling is a little bit risky play. Brewmaster's met up with his team at this point, so it would just be a team fight if they found anything.
They
see the Brewmaster top with this vision. It looks like they're not too keen on going on him at this time. It is still nighttime for 1 minute, so you have that opportunity to find something. Like no Echo, no BKB. I feel like Dire should be continuing to find stuff. Brewmaster going all the way to tower.
Forces out a bunch of TPs.
Drilling is really ballsy. Yeah, it gets 2 TPs. They're going to chase him. He's behind. Does not have a way to cancel Blink. Sees him, though.
You don't need a way to cancel...
On the Ice Blast. Has the Primal.
They TP in Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, Radiant's here, though. They may not want this fight.
How many spells were committed?
Just the Ice Blast.
And the Nimbus.
Yeah. So, Brewmaster doing a hell of a job trying to bait a fight for his team. And just running away with all that move speed.
All is smoke. They want to fight. Wait, where's night? Where's daytime? Why isn't daytime here?
5 seconds because of the facet on Night Stalker.
Oh, okay.
Nights last a little bit longer. It is daytime right as Radiant find the Night Stalker. They'll begin on him.
Atos down, Deadshot. Throw out the Nimbus. That's not going to be enough. Oh, they do. Earthshaker commits a BKB for that.
So
afraid of a Shaman Blink?
Maybe. His whole team was there. So they get the BKB for it. So not the worst. Rasta mid drops the wards with this double catapult wave. This tower's probably going to die unless they bring a hero back. Could still go down.
Gunslinger double hit wards.
Radiant, meanwhile, does take the top tier 2. Tower getting low, but with 2 heroes back, they should be able to clean this up.
Look at this vision from Dire on the top part of the map.
Oh yeah, just
perfect line.
Just the line of words.
Perfect line.
It's hard to like talk about the strategy that each team has because it's not. These drafts are just like early game brawl teams, and they just been brawling through each other. It just really depends on execution. I feel like the team with the better execution just wins the game because there's not really like a win condition hero. I feel. Do you feel like there's a win condition hero in this game?
Viper, I don't know the Viper's power level. I feel that he is supposed to be at his strongest about now, but he still has a bunch of items to buy. There's not really another hero that builds up to that. Bristleback.
A will drop
There
a
are a lot
ward
of items.
down, gets immediately dewarded. I think that Earthshaker and Bristle definitely scale the hardest of all the cores in the game. I mean, Earthshaker for obvious reasons, like the Blink Refresher, just does so much damage with the Echo Slam and also just the right clicks from the Enchant Totem. And then Bristleback is like the closest thing to a hard carry this game, with the Warpath giving him a ton of damage. If he's able to get carry items like an AC, I think they forego the Bloodstone these days because it no longer works on Quill Spray. But other than that, Bristleback can right-click heroes down. And I think Dire are going to have a bit of a hard time bringing him down. Like, they do have the Viper answer. So if they're able to get, like, the Viper Strike on him and able to concentrate attention on him, they can bring him down. So they do have, like, that kind of answer. But I think it's just going to be harder the later the game goes because he's going to pick up those tanky items. So he's going to be tanky regardless.
Yeah.
Roster drops the ward's top, picks up the top tier 1. Radiant are going to start pressuring this bottom tier 2. And looks like they're just going to give it up. They might find a Zeus here.
Throw in some TPs, jump forward with the Bristleback. BKB! Oh my goodness, did you know he had a BKB?
Dire forced to run away from this Bristleback.
Yeah, Night Stalker gets out.
Where's the Viper? Viper's in base hitting this
hitting a Brewings.
I'm gonna try bringing these Brewings down.
Earth Panda getting out. They have a little ways to go on the Primal Split. There's some more stuff along.
No one dies. Bunch of ultra
Brewmaster
committed.
about ready to come up.
Oh
the
shit.
Earth Panda.
Ooh, they hunt him down. Night Stalker, the daytime though, just not really a hero.
Brewmaster. Oh, Viper. Viper separated from his team.
Echo Slam on 2 doesn't stun, but does the damage. Earthshaker's gonna go down here. Do they have an answer for this Viper? Oh, the CM Hurricane Pikes. This dude on the Hurricane Pike, Super Nintendo.
Zeus.
They are crazy.
Zeus.
Oh, Bristleback going deep in the base.
Shaman, you
Buyback Night Stalker. Blinks in on the Bristleback. This does not feel like a go right here. His team isn't coming to pack him up.
see him able to TP out. That's exciting.
Ton of heroes low on the side of Dire. Bristleback decides to just run. I feel like he could have killed this Night Stalker here. But didn't see the Viper, and the Viper is the real dangerous one. So they get a buyback on the Rasta, I believe. It doesn't show it in the fights screen. But I believe that was a 1 for 4. Yeah, I think that was a 1 for 4. So Radiant definitely won that engagement.
They're starting to pull ahead. Very interesting about Viper is, depending on just positioning and the state of the game, he's either entirely capable of standing alone and just hitting, or he is ready to melt and unable to do any damage. That we saw that fight when he was.
Yep, he was ignored for a bit,
alone.
and he was just right-clicking the whole time. He doesn't have anything like a Satanic to give him sustain in fights, so I think if like the Bristleback gets on top of him, I don't think he's going to win that trade. Especially if the Bristleback is Viper Striked, but even without Viper, or even with Viper Strike, I feel like Bristleback can stand his ground a little bit. So, yeah, if this Viper is allowed to persist in fights, maybe that's I guess that's the win condition on both teams. It's the Bristleback versus the Viper. Really got to be paying attention to those heroes. Are these heroes able to be focused down? Are they able to deal their damage in the fights? Brewmaster playing aggressive on the top lane again. Only 2
He
dire
has
heroes.
BKB, he has Primal Split.
Yeah, pops the
There's-
BKB for it though. He has no allies here. Like all of Dire are here. He's gonna have to start running on some of these pandas.
The smoke forward on the
Oh,
rest
yeah,
of the team.
Earthshaker's
They're running
coming. If
forward.
they're not careful, this could be disastrous. A huge echo!
Zeus. They're gonna get down to Zeus. Viper's got to run away with his BKB. AA, you're seen. This is some
Night Stalker
respect.
going down on the
Night
side.
Stalker.
Gets rooted up.
Not realizing how little HP he has.
Bristleback trying to invade the base, getting just pushed back by these hurricane pikes. What an
That's
echo
a
slam.
dieback. That was
Yeah.
a dieback on the Night Stalker. No buybacks.
Brewmaster's been baiting these fights all game long. And Dire just got a little bit out of position there, just stacking up heroes in the creep wave.
This time, mid tower. Okay, they're gonna go more backs.
Yep.
Rotate over to the bottom lane.
The tier 2 is mid. Or is it
Mid
middle
another
mid?
fort. Mid the fort. Runs forward. Gets the Viper Strike. Hurricane Spikes out.
Yeah, Shaman's not
Shaman,
going anywhere though. Oh,
wards.
3-man ward trap. How often do you see that? Holy moly.
I'm surprised. Shaman, 1 year with buyback. Viper, what are you doing?
Viper plus supports. Viper's trying to
Viper.
bait him into Fountain.
And they're just, we want the barracks. We want the barracks. You're cool.
We want the effigies.
Oh, Huerta was TPing out, realized the Zeus
Ooh.
was coming up. Can't rely on that. Brewmaster, BKBs runs forward. They say it's time for the Viper. Now they
AX.
switch. AA has the dust. Throw the dead shot whiffs. Gets some anyway. Oh my. Okay. T2 mid, the one saving grace. Oh, Brewmaster doesn't care. Oh, he has a refresher.
Yep, finish that off. For the last one fight.
He's gonna, put the Zeus in the air for 10 years.
Viper
They
was
are going for the end of this game.
Yeah, Viper was forced to BKB. It's gonna be very difficult without that BKB.
Oh, they call it.
GG's
Ooh,
called.
That's a little premature of a GG.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty. I mean, as
No,
we
it's
say
not.
that though. Tons of damage coming out.
Yeah, well, they tell the refresher. There was no.
So Blob
Not
wins
gonna
the
have
upper
that.
bracket game. This is not elimination. 5 Meepos in a Trenchcoat will drop down and play in another series and try and continue their hopes. to make
Very
it to the grand
close
final.
games, both of these.
Yeah. I just felt like execution-wise, Blob just outplayed them. I think draft.
Meepo.
I think draft was fine on Meepo, honestly, this game.
Yeah, I like their draft this game a lot.
Yeah. That one fight top, they just
Turning point top.
are running. They've been killing the Brewmaster all game. Maybe it was an advanced strategy. To they killed him so much they got used to just being able to jump him. So when they chased him that final time top, they just got caught a little out of position.
Yeah, one time I remember playing Brewmaster. It definitely feels like that. You just need a run in, run out, run in, run out, run in like you can commit and make them respond.
Yep. Well, good series. It was fun casting it. Hope you all enjoyed watching it. I've been Anthony,
I've been great.
and see you next time.
Bye.